Hey, how's it going, everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Realms. The time has finally come to test Diaochan. Diaochan is an amazing inspiration unit and an amazing defensive buff unit as well. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so we have Diaochan here. It is Diaochan, that's how it's pronounced. It's not really a Chan, it's more of like a Chan thing going on, Diaochan. It's actually a legend of Chinese culture, in my understanding. So the name is very prominent, and you can look it up and figure out how to say it if you want to, which is what I did. But anyways, attributes are not too crazy. We have HP at 9711, we have attack at 2583, we have defense at 1794, magic res is at 2529, cost is at 6, which is really nice. Attack interval is at 4.2 seconds, attack speed is 100, crit rate 0, crit damage 150, healing effect 0, regen 0, regen auto is 18, basic attack is 9, and being attacked is also 9. This cost of 6 makes her a pretty good contender to start competing with Dolores. It's a nice low cost. She does an ally buff, AoE heal, team protection, and she has the same kind of range at her base level as Dolores. On to her skills. We're going to skip the promotions because you should promote all of your heroes if you're going to use them anyways. Alright, on the talent, increases the healing bonus by 50%. This is just flat out. When deployed, begins dancing to Serenade of Hope. Serenade of Hope gains an extra 4% healing bonus every 2 seconds, reaching a maximum increase after 20 seconds. During Song of Sorrow, increases attack by 2% every 2 seconds, reaching maximum increase after 20 seconds. These effects are removed when switching stances. Now we have Serenade of Hope, which is like her healing form. She's going to also add physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction as well, and it's like a little bubble that she makes for like a safe zone where the heroes within that range are going to have reduced damage incoming, and she's going to do a pretty decent job healing them. All right, so and then Song of Sorrow is basically your inspiration side of Diaochan, and she's also going to be adding penetration increase and other buffs to the heroes for more damage. Now onto the basic. And Serenade of Hope healing periodically applies attack-based healing 3 times to all allies in range, and then in Song of Sorrow grants 25% inspiration to all allies in range. So what this is saying is that her inspiration isn't really high, but she's offering it full time. If you want to have her in Song of Sorrow, she will just be giving out that inspiration throughout the fight if you just keep her in it. So is a lot lower than Dolores' inspiration, which is 60%, but maybe it can make up for it for a lot of situations in, well, certain niche situations. If you need to switch her back and forth for more defensive abilities, or if you want to just keep her in the full-time 25% buff. Okay, moving on to the next part. And Bittersweet Dreams. Within 15 seconds after switching stances, basic attack inherits half the effect of the previous stance. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time every 45 seconds. Every 45 seconds, you can switch from Song of Sorrow to Serenade of Hope. And when you do that, hold on to the inspiration buff and the penetration increase buff temporarily for a total of 15 seconds. And then another 45 seconds goes by, you can come back and do it again in the opposite direction. Thorned Rose. Serenade of Hope continuously applies physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction to all allies in range. So if she's in her healing mode, like I said, you get the damage reduction. In Song of Sorrow, continuously applies penetration increase to 2 other allies within the highest attack in range. So 2 allies with the highest attack get that penetration increase. Penetration increase is ignoring 20% of defense and magic resistance. And the physical damage and magic damage reduction is going to be a plus 20%. And she does have a bond skill if you obtain Lu Bu, the Flying General in Hero Gallery, to unlock the following bonus effect. As long as an ally is in the basic attack range, reduces AoE damage taken by 30%. Pretty interesting. Then on her ultimate is just like Ingrid's. It's cost of 100. You can change it right away on deployment, and essentially all you're doing is switching back and forth between the two stanzas. The awakenings are pretty tough. We have Awaken level 1. When switching to Serenade of Hope, heals all allies in range for 500%. So it just swaps in. She's just bam, like a 500% heal. It's very nice. When switching to Song of Sorrow, applies Rage Regen to all allies in range. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time every 30 seconds. The Rage Regen is a total of 10% rage on the allies in range, but it's not instant. It's like 5 seconds. You have to wait 5 seconds to get that 10% buff. Awaken level 2 is attack plus 300. Awaken level 3 is increases her basic attack range. This goes around her completely. So it's like Dolores plus 1 or all in all directions. And then we have all damage reductions plus 8% on the Awaken level 4. And Awaken level 5 is during Thorned Rose, increases damage reduction of Serenade of Hope by 5%, and increases the number of targets affected by Song of Sorrow by 1. When they're talking about Song of Sorrow, they'll be talking about that penetration increase buff. Right now it was 2, now it's going to be 3 once you get her to Awaken level 5. Very big to be able to do that. Now she is also the Watcher and of the Infernal Blast faction, so you can consider like your Infernal Blast teams are definitely going to have a bonus for having her on them. Dolores is part of the Infernal Blast team already, but the Watcher faction is kind of interesting. We have Ingrid, we have Leia as the Lords, and there's lots of heroes that could really benefit from her being on those teams for the faction trials. We also have, you know, Kagiri, Sun Wukong, Ares. There's a lot of powerful heroes in the Watcher faction now. Lucius, Alistair. But yeah, this team is becoming very, very powerful. And they could use another decent healer. We do have Eunomia here who does a decent job. I'm not a huge fan of her, but she does decent enough for as a healer. Now, for suggested gear, it's definitely going to be Wings of Grace. In this situation, I essentially just put on Dolores pieces that I had on Dolores. And that's because, like, partly because I'm going to be doing a direct comparison of her and Dolores. So I want to have her attack really high, and I want to have her, you know, equal chances to keep up with Dolores to see what the difference is. Now you have to remember, she probably isn't going to keep up with Dolores as far as the total inspiration, but there's a chance that she can keep up with that extra added penetration increase to the team. And she also has the ability to switch over to being an actual healer. That's something to keep in mind. So even if she doesn't keep up with Dolores in total inspiration, which I don't think she will, in this situation, you gotta keep in mind she's gonna be helpful for everybody because she can swap back and forth to try to reduce the damage coming into the team. And that's gonna be useful in Gear 8-2, that's gonna be useful in Gear Dungeons, that's gonna be useful in Guild Boss 2, you know the works. Guild Boss 1 even, she could even probably help you survive not breaking a shield and keep a bunch of your teammates alive because, if you don't take down the shield, the boss just comes down and takes your whole team out. Well, you can actually survive that damage. I'm not sure if that can happen with Diaochan, but we're going to test that out today. Now, I think the first thing I want to test out is taking her into the guild boss just to see what difference in her modes are. Because it doesn't really show you, it doesn't say like, oh, this is the way she looks when she's in this mode, this way she looks in that mode. So let's figure that out quick and find out the difference in appearance. All right, so we're just gonna go and play test. And the way you can kind of see it. You can tell the difference between the effect. I have seen the effect testing her a little bit before the video. So I'm just gonna be mostly showcasing this. Now you can just put her out here. And right away, she goes into her defensive stat. So this is the way the bubble's gonna look when she's just defending and healing. So she's gonna have that physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction to allies in range. As you can see, though, the heals aren't crazy. They're not crazy, but it is an all allies in range heal. You can see if Sun Wukong can take a hit and see what the kind of heals she's gonna put up on him. Fast forward a bit. So equal heals pretty much. So there's 32, 39. It's significant. Is it enough to keep him alive? That's usually the hard part. Sometimes it's not. I wanted to see if the shield now Sun Wukong is too strong. Let's pick up Sun Wukong and we're gonna put down Laurel here. We'll let the shield not break. And right away, we're going to get this out of the way to see if a hero can survive with just her physical and magic damage reduction if they don't break the shield. Okay, here he comes. He's angry. They cannot survive. Okay, so that's a good thing to know. It could definitely help if you want to pair it with another hero that can change or add defensive things like I want to say like a Sadie or something along those lines. But I think if you add a Sadie at that point, she's already defending it to the point where you don't need extra from Diaochan. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the other stance where she's basically giving inspiration and she's giving penetration increase. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, it's going to be the other one. So right now she has the, what is it, the peacock feathers going around. She's spinning back and forth. To activate her ultimate, she's going to swap into the, I don't know, more woodland looking type, I guess. I'm going to put Silas down here and Elowen. And we're going to test the hits here. Comparison. So he's hitting it at 126, 146. Let's see, 146. Okay, he's 109. What are you doing here, bud? Maybe he's a terrible one to put out. 149. 129. Oh, he's all over the place. Jeez. 142. 110, 108. You can see the difference in the inspiration hits and not having them. It's definitely working. It does stay up full time. I will restart just a moment here. I want to show you a little bit more before we continue into any major testing. Alright, so we're gonna have, we'll put Silas down just like we did. We're gonna put Diaochan down, and I'm gonna put Elowen down there just to not have to worry about healing. We're gonna swap Diaochan into, we'll keep her right here for a second. She's in a defensive mode, so you can see the buffs on the other heroes. They have the magic damage reduction, they have the physical damage reduction, we have the attack speed plus 30 and the attack plus 12%. Now if I switch her over, you're gonna see, let's see, where is it? Just give it 1 second here until she's fully swapped. Okay, so now he has the ignores 20% of defense and magic resistance. He also should, that's about it. He's gonna have that and the inspiration effect. So it completely makes sense. Now if we go into the ultimate, we're hitting for 352. I'm gonna pick her up. Then it's down to 307, 327, 269, 269. There's a solid 269. Oh, it's even getting a little bit lower yet. So you can see that it's definitely working as it's intended. Now I know that my guild boss team with Dolores right here, they typically hit right around 122k guild boss blood. So let's go ahead and do a run here in guild boss 1. And we're going to keep her just in full inspiration. The odd thing about her is that she doesn't have to cycle her ults. So I definitely think we're going to be able to cycle Kagiri. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to cycle enough where we can do it 3 times, but we'll find out. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to hit pause here while I do this. So Sumo Kong is going to go here. And then we are going to place Diaochan right here to give the Wings of Grace buff. And then we're going to go with Kagiri. And then we will place down Torador and pick him up to give the invigoration buff to Kagiri. And then we're going to place down Hex right here. And we will place Elowen right here. We will place down Silas up top. And then Laurel facing up. And swap Diaochan. And I want to place Yovar right here. Yovar doesn't need any cycling from Laurel. Okay, so come on, Kagiri will be ready. Perfect. Nice. We'll go ahead with Hex, Yovar, Silas, Sumo Kong. We will activate Laurel and Elowen, and as soon as Laurel's ultimate is done, we will pick her up and cycle the ults. I'm hoping that... Alright, so Kagiri just went. Laurel's just about done. Let's pick her up. And nope, it didn't activate for Kagiri, and I thought that it would, but it didn't cycle his rage in any kind of way. So it's kind of interesting to know, but it's a good thing. That's what we're trying to find out. It's gonna be kind of interesting to see how it plays out this time around. Now, I think there's a little bit of an advantage if we can get it to work. I had some issues with it trying to test it prior. Getting Kagiri's ult to cycle, or I want to say get Laurel to give the 50% rage boost to Kagiri when you pick her up. It can be a little bit weird, but if you change the placements a little bit, there's a chance that your Kagiri up here should be able to get a rage boost from Laurel as well, and he's hitting really hard, so getting him to do it 3 times in between each shield versus 2 would be ideal if we can make it happen. Okay, so let's start with Sumu Kong right here. We're gonna put Diaochan here, and then we're gonna put Kagiri here. We're gonna put Torador here, pick him up. I want to place down Volca, pick her up just to get that full boost for them. We're gonna swap Diaochan. I'm gonna go ahead and place down Hex right here. We're gonna place Eloin right here, and then we're gonna place Silas up in this corner, and then Laurel right here. Now I should be able to get a full hit from Kagiri. Yep, right away. All right. There we go, activating everybody's ultimates. This is typically how I do it in the beginning here. Just do everybody's ults and then do Laurel and Eloin to keep the unit alive up here. Hopefully I can time that all right. Now I should be able to do Kagiri again now. I should be able to get Sumu Kong one more time. Yovar. And if I pick up Laurel, she should give a rage boost to Kagiri. He's at 33%. Let's pick her up. 87%. Let's see. Oh, we got 3 hits off. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. I did try this before, and what actually ended up happening is Kagiri was not getting the boost. So it was kind of odd, to be honest with you. But it seems to have worked this time around, which is ideal. Now the biggest issue is going to be keeping Silas alive up there, which we'll see if I can keep him alive or not. It's debatable. It's debatable. He's a little squishy, so as long as you keep Eloin cycling properly and keeping Volca on the field from time to time, hopefully we can get this going properly. I do want to take Torador off right before. Let's go right now. I don't want to get Hex going. I want to get Kagiri to hit. I want to get Yovar to hit Silas going, and then I'm going to pull her off. Activate Sumu Kong. We're going to hit Eloin in just a second here. Right now, we're going to get Volca down. That should keep him alive. I think I missed my opportunity with Kagiri there. It's okay. That happens. That happens. As you see, she's not really doing much. She kind of heals like I want to say like almost it's non-existent if she's not in her other stance. So something to keep in mind. Gonna activate Silas. Gonna activate Yovar. Kagiri has to wait. And let's see here. I pick up Volca. Put down Laurel. We're gonna activate Sumu Kong. I do want to wait until Eloin activates so I can... You can make this a little easier on yourself if you're using Hollow, by the way. But Eloin, I just like Eloin because she does that nice global regen. She does a really good job at it. Okay, we're just gonna wait. I don't want to activate Laurel because I don't want to change the buff that they get. So activate Sumu Kong. We're gonna activate Yovar. We're gonna wait until Kagiri hits. Get Silas going. Let's go ahead and activate Eloin, and then we're going to pick up Laurel. We're going to place down Torador. We're at 75k almost right now. We're going to activate Sumukong. Activate Kagiri again. Nice. Yovar. Torador. Let's see if Silas can stay alive here. Come on, buddy. You can do it. We're almost to the ult here. We're almost there. Let's activate Eloin. See if Kagiri can come back in time. And he can. Come on. There he goes. He's back. He's back. Activate Yovar. That's 3 hits from Kagiri in that one. That's kind of cool. You can actually get 2 attackers getting the cycle from Laurel because you can move her up. Dolores, on the other hand, if she was over here, she wouldn't be offering that inspiration to this unit in this position. So it's something to keep in mind. She is A1 in this test. I definitely think going for an A1 is going to be the ideal you want to try to get if you can, right? Okay, so I'll put Laurel down, activate Yovar, activate Hex right away again, Sumukong. Now we're going to kind of just wait for Kagiri to get his hit off. Let's see here. Let's get Yovar going. Silas can get going. Sumukong will activate Kagiri. As soon as we do that, we can go ahead and pick or activate Eloin and then pick up Laurel. Place down Volca. We managed to keep Silas alive the whole time. Don't think we're gonna get extra cycle out of Laurel this time around though. Something to keep in mind. You do get less Laurel cycles if you're trying to time it this way, so I'm not really sure if it's going to result in higher damage numbers or less. Let's go, Kagiri. Alright. Activate Eloin again. Yovar. Silas. Right around 118k. 121. Oh boy, this turned out really well. 124, 120, can't get to 25. Nope, 124k blood definitely has outperformed my Dolores strat that I've used. At least matched it. Okay, so then she's gonna be able to do things. And I mean, obviously she had to be in a different position, but this is very interesting. So Kagiri has gone from like my normal like 285, 290. He usually matches Sumukong right here, all the way up to a 312k just by swapping in Diaochan. And I will say that maybe Hex is a little bit lower. He's usually at a 300. Silas is pretty average where he's sitting, and so is Yovar. Yovar is usually 100 million to 110, 115 million on this team. So I mean, it's really, really cool. You can see the HP that she's healed isn't high at all. She's not really doing a lot of healing, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty interesting numbers, right? 124.4. I was usually getting 124 solid with Dolores. So she can at least match her, and she's at A1. So that's promising. That's very promising. At the A2, she'll start getting some different buffs going on, and then we'll check that out really quick to see what kind of other advantages she would have, to see if it would take up the damage up a little bit higher. A2 is the attack plus 300, and she's an inspiration unit, so that's definitely going to make a big difference there. Increases basic attack range, so she can go even further out. It's even more interesting as well. If you want to put another fighter out there or something, you definitely get that inspiration really spread out. But first, I also want to check out the inspiration difference, so we're going to go over to Artifact Material Raid 18, and that's a good place to test the difference in inspiration. So here's Artifact Material Raid. We'll go to 18. Yes, we'll just keep Power Dominance off for now. Let's see here. I need a fighter to be inspired. Maybe Kagiri could just do it. I think he could probably just do it. Hold on a second. That'll work. Where are you, Diaochan? I'm not used to looking for you. And the other thing is that she can also get that boost jet from the Infernal Blast squad or the Watcher team. So if you decided not to run Tord or you want to run Leia, she'd even get more attack. So her base stats would go up by 15%, which would make another huge difference. Alright, so let's go into the fight. I'm going to place her down. I'm going to check Silas or Kagiri's hit numbers to see how different it is. Remember, we need to switch over to Inspiration. And then we're going to put, I think she covers that range. Yep, she does. I'm going to put down Kagiri right here. Alright. Can he survive this hit? Almost. He's good, he's good. So, let's say it's down to 35%. Couldn't really see how well the hit was. Let's try it one more time. He's also going to get that penetration increase as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Oh shoot, I gotta start that over. Just for the test reasons. Alright. We're in business. She actually has a further range than Dolores shows up here. She has a tile out here, tile out here. She's not awakened 3, so she doesn't have that tile range increase. Unless it's bugged or something. Alright, so let's see. One more time. The first hit was 256, so we got ourselves down to, yeah, about 36%. Before, well, 30% before he dies. Let's just go with that. Now, let's start it over. We'll do it without her. Alright, here he comes. He's gonna take a hit. See how far he gets before he dies. 43%. So you can see there's definitely that nice inspiration buff is making a huge difference. Now let's go back out and check it out versus Dolores. I'll put Diaochan's gear right on Dolores as well. Alright. One of the problems with Dolores though is that she just doesn't come right into her ultimate like Diaochan. So that's something to keep in mind. Probably have to run a horn in order to get her ulting fast enough to help out with the inspiration. Get her ult going. Where are you? Here you are. I'm gonna put her in the horn to make sure that she ults in time. And let's jump in. Remember, I placed down the healer first because I don't want the invigoration or wings of race buff to be placed down. So, because the first thing to notice is that with her here, she can't even help Kagiri. So that's something really interesting, right? I'm not really sure how to handle that. Maybe we'll just put down Isolde right here. I'm not sure if it can hit him. No. Gonna have to wait for his slam. Interesting. And he's just doing damage on the side. This isn't really working out, is it? So that's a good thing to note, is that that range boost is definitely an advantage over Dolores. An absolute massive advantage. There's not really much I can do about this. They're just sitting here, right? Let's activate Dolores. Activate Kagiri. And you can see he probably did a bigger hit there. But I think the moral of the story here is that the inspiration range from Diaochan is definitely amazing. That is definitely an improvement. Alright. Now I want to see at Awaken level 3 just how far of a difference that makes. We're just kind of checking damage numbers here. There's definitely a lot of stages you can use Diaochan in. Particularly, I would think Gear Raid 2. I would think that Guild Boss 2 being able to swap back and forth, it's going to make a huge difference. If you have to survive some hits and you need to take the inspiration off from at the time being, maybe if you consider during the Drake's phase, we want to try to reduce the damage that's coming in, or at the beginning of the Titan Saw phase, that first hit is always a doozy because he doesn't have a decreased attack on him from the stacks. So that's something to take into consideration as well. She could swap over and that can make it extremely useful. Let's see here. Where's my Dolores? I need to take her gear back. Thank you, Dolores. Let's get back into the fight. We're gonna have, yep, the Phoenix Feather Fan is at level 10, by the way. We're gonna awaken her to level 3. I want to see that range difference, okay? I think she has a further range than Dolores already at A0. So that's something to keep in mind. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so Awaken level 3 is unlocked. I think the next one that would be... So Awaken level 4 and Awaken level 5 seems to do more of damage reductions, except for the fact that you can apply the penetration increase to 1 extra unit. So Awaken level 3 is going to be where it's at, that increased basic attack range, and it's not going to be something that's super necessary. Awaken level 2 is definitely going to make a big difference for the base attack. I want to see how much her attack actually went up before we go in there. We were at... Yeah, so it went up a little bit. I mean, quite a bit actually. I think it was like a 1,000 attack you get. But okay, so let's go ahead and put her in there. I want to just see... I'm going to check the range difference is all we're doing here. Alright. So I'm going to put down Oleg quick. And it looks like the A0 was glitched. Am I wrong? Is this not the same range we were just doing? Yes, it is. So at A1, she was showing the same range. Huh. It's supposed to be increased. Basic attack range is increased. So I assume... Now this is a little buggy, isn't it? This is a little buggy. I'm gonna quit out. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna level up another Diaochan and put her down at A0 and see if we still get the same thing going on here. Let's find out. Alright, I will be right back. Here we are. She's Awakened level 0. She is skilled out. Max promo, and yeah, she has her exclusive artifact on at level 10, and the gear that she's wearing in this set is just some random stuff, just as a quick equip. So I didn't really care about all that. I just want to see if at A0 her range is back down to normal. I thought it was supposed to be the same as right there. Okay, so Awakened 0, she's supposed to be at this range. Now I want to go back, put out the battle. This is Dolores range, is what she had right there. Okay, and you saw what it was like when she goes into like an alien range, is what it is. Now, Awaken level 1 doesn't say anything about her attack range being increased. So I think that I may have to get a hold of the devs if this is indeed a bug and not working as it's intended. So, when switching to Serenade of Hope, heals allies in range for 500%. When switching to Song of Sorrow, applies Rage Gen to all allies in range. These effects can be triggered up to 1 time every 30 seconds. So let's take her to A1. I have plenty of them, so I don't have to really worry about messing something up here. Let's see. Alright, she's at Awakened level 1. Let's go put her on the field and see if she has an increased attack range. She's not supposed to get that until Awakened level 3. So... there you go. Awakened level 1 is giving her the increased attack range. It's definitely bugged, which means that all tests are going to be way out of whack as far as awakenings go. I'm sorry, I don't know what the difference is here or why this is happening. I will definitely get a hold of the devs as soon as I can and let them know that they need to not be doing this. Diaochan has completely been tested. This is what we're here doing this for. So that's something to keep in mind. We're just, these test videos are designed for us to be able to catch these kind of bugs and point them out so they don't get released onto the global servers with an issue. Diaochan has a bug and we have to get it fixed before she releases. Although you probably would want the increased attack range at Awaken level 1, right? I think I got that right. I think that's the issue. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'll go through it and confirm before I report it, but yes, it definitely seems like it's just not working as intended. Now I do have the Awaken level 3 unit. I do want to go into Gear Raid 2. This will probably be like the last test with Power of Dominance off, with no Sadie. And what I want to do is I want to test to see if Diaochan and Percy, and she's at the A1s, or she actually has the increased attack range, so you know, she technically be at A3. Well, we just have her at A3 right now on this build, so that's fine. Let's just go with that. And I want to see if Percy and her as a team with their damage reductions can keep the team alive for Gear Raid 2. Now, Percy applies an AoE damage reduction. This is a straight up AoE damage reduction. And there's a difference with Diaochan's, so they can stack. On Diaochan's, she's going to apply an, where is it here? Physical and magic damage reduction. These are two different things. So those are going to get 20% physical damage reduction, because that's what they're going to be doing is physical damage. And then also the AoE damage reduction of 25% coming from Percy. So it should be a total of 45%. Now Sadie can keep your team alive throughout this if you have a Sadie, and she is going to allow a total of 15% damage reduction, and she does some wonky things over here in her ultimate. So with Sadie, she only allows the allies during her ultimate in her range to take a maximum of 40% of the damage incoming. So that's something to keep in mind. She's definitely going to be the better option for this, but I wanted to see if you don't have Sadie, have Percy, and Diaochan, if you can make this happen. Okay, so we have Oleg. He's built up pretty beefy. All right. We have Brokir here. He's built up pretty beefy as well. Nice sets on them. And then we're going to have Hatsuit here, who's going to be not beefy at all. She's going to barely, you know, 22k HP. This is going to be the challenge. Can we keep Hatsuit alive? There's always an option too, that if you can keep your teams out on the field in Gear Raid 2, that you don't need to use Decimus, Aatrox, and a Narvi and cycle all these units all the time. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? Alright, let's go into the fight. This is going to be a little bit weird. I want to put down Narvi, and then I want to put down Vortex first. I know that's weird. I'm hoping that the fact that Vortex will be right here, that I won't have to worry about the enemies coming in hitting somebody else. That's not going to help us at all. Alright, so what we're going to do is wait for Narvi to activate. We're going to use her ult. We're going to get down Oleg right here. And then the next one we're going to place down is going to be Hatsuit. Okay. So far, so good. I want to get Diaochan on the field. We'll put her right here. She can stay in defensive mode for now. Hatsuit is very strong. Don't have to worry about anything with that. I'm going to pick up Narvi. One more cost, and then we can go ahead and place down our Percy right here. So all these guys right now are getting protected by physical damage reduction. So if we go up here, you see we have the physical damage reduction of 25% and magic damage reduction of 25%. And we're also getting the Percy's AoE damage reduction as well of another 25%. So it's actually kind of weird that that's reading also at 25% and not 20, because she's bringing 20%. If I remember correctly. Is Oleg applying another 20%? I don't think so. I don't know. It's odd. It is odd. No, we don't want to put Aatrox there. Okay. Watch out for the primitive golem. Okay, yes, we know. Now, can they stay alive? Can they stay alive? Hatsuit went down. Vortex went down. Alright, so let's try this one more time. I want to see if I can put Brokir there. Brokir can actually help with more damage reduction when you place him down. Something to keep in mind. I still want to get Vortex out first. We're gonna wait for Narvi. Okay, so this should let me get Brokir down. Now on Brokir, when you activate his ultimate, he gives everybody around him some damage reduction. Something to keep in mind, right? Okay, so we're gonna get Hatsuit down. Diaochan. Alright, there we go. The enemy has been taken care of. Vortex just might not be able to survive in that location. So let's see. No, I'd have to let Vortex go. So it's gonna be Hatsuit taking the hits. Gonna be Miss Hatsuit taking those hits. So we're still in the Serenade of Hope right now. This is the damage reduction stance. So let's try activating Brokir. When the shriek hits, can we keep him alive? No. Hatsuit drops again. That's odd. That is odd. I thought maybe she'd be able to survive with that kind of AoE damage reduction. I guess it's something to keep in mind that no, you're not quite able to do it without having the proper heroes out in the field. You're gonna need the Sadie if you want to survive that shriek. I know that they can survive the Earthshake though. So that answers that question. She is also gonna be, by the way, a very good unit to have for Gear Raid 2 in exchange for Dolores, because she's gonna put that 25% inspiration up there, and that is a good thing. But first, now that we've done that, I need to go and check to see what her damage reductions are supposed to be. Alright, so I know she can do it with Power Dominance on, I can guarantee that. Her damage reductions are supposed to be, where is it? 20%. So let's go and place her on the field. I don't think she has any boost from the Awakenings. So what could be happening, I would think, is like all damage reductions plus 8%. This could be all out of whack, because we know that Awakened 1 and Awakened 3 were swapped. So maybe I'm getting that extra 8% to the damage reductions, and it's giving us the extra 5%, if that makes sense. So 8% on 20. Just give me 1 second, I'll figure that out with a calculator. So I did like 20 times 8%, and I got like a 0.08 or something like that. So that's not really what's happening. That would only put us at like 21. Where the 25% is coming from, I do not know. So let's go back in there quickly and put down Hatsuit and put down Diaochan and see if it's still saying that they got 25%. A lot of bad news going on here. A lot of bad news. Alright, so the bubble is up. We have 25% damage reductions and 25% in both. So there's something else that I need to mention the devs about and make sure that they get this accurate. I'll actually screenshot this right now here live so I can save it and send it over to them. Alright, so now we know that that is all messed up. I want to go and check the Diaochan Awakened level 1 that I have leveled up and see if she's applying a 25% AoE or 25% physical and magic damage reduction as well quickly before I leave you here. So there's more testing that I want to do with Diaochan. I think she's going to be a very good candidate for Gear Dungeon 1 as well. And I would like to see how I can run her through APOC 2. She's not really needed there. We have other better options considering we have, our Constance is on the team. So it's kind of debatable if she's going to be super useful for everybody in the end game, or if she's going to push the ceiling. I don't think she's going to. I think she's going to more or less be a very good option for early to mid game to like late game players without Constance to use over somebody like Beelzebub or something along those lines. Okay, so let's get this Diaochan off the team and let's try to find that other one that's only awakened level 1 and see if she's still applying those 25% physical and magic damage reductions. Alright, Hatsuit Diaochan. Hello, Miss Meow Meow. Alright, so it is 20%. So I think it's the 8% that is supposed to be on there. Her awakenings are all messed up. That is what is happening on here. Definitely is what's happening. So something's wonky. I don't know what the order they are supposed to be in, but as far as testing goes, it's pretty messed up to the point where I think I need to stop testing right now. I'm not going to be getting you any good solid answers from here on forward. So let's just leave it at that for now. If you definitely want to have her, once they fix her kit, she's definitely going to be very good in Gear Dungeon 1. Gear Dungeon 2, I don't see her being very viable. It's not really going to be her kind of forte. The AoE damage reduction would be nice, yes, but it's not going to be super necessary. And I don't know if it's going to help that much really in the end. There's lots of other places she could be used. Promotion raids, let's see here quickly. We have Guild Boss 1, Guild Boss 2. We have the... Darn it, there we go. We have the promotion raids and resource raids, definitely going to be useful. Artifact and 2, a raid you've already seen that she's going to be extremely useful in. Immortal Codex, she's a healer, so she'd only be allowed really to be useful, I think, on the Wasteland Titan. But honestly, the Arbiter of Frost might be kind of interesting. She's going to apply the inspiration buff all the time. You don't have to worry about activating it like Dolores. So she might up damage on the Arbiter of Frost. Faction Trials, she's going to be amazing. And Tide, she's going to be average at. Alright guys, so anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. We definitely found some bugs. We're going to have to do some fixing. The awakenings are all joshed up. So I'll get a hold of the devs and I'll let them know what's going on. And when she's fixed, if they fix her, I will come back to you with another testing video because I want to make sure that the data is accurate. And running a Diaochan with awakenings all messed up is not going to give me accurate results to show you. But anyways guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, remember to join the Discord. We have hero guides, stage guides, tier guides, price guides, takeovers, exclusive gear guides, you know, everything you could possibly think of right there in the Discord. But anyways guys, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.